Hello everyone, and welcome back to DJ's Gaming. We are here with our custom mod pack, and I have added the power mod and the mechanism tools. So now there's a bunch of mechanism tools and armor. So you can make lapis and osmium and steel armor and weapons. And we now have the generators as well. So now we can finally do generators. Hey, doggo, what you doing? We are going to... And all these items are still the same price. Hey, Aunt, how you doing? I am... Yeah, Pokey Earth as well. All y'all are here today. Sweet. I was not expecting all of y'all. Okay, that's cooking a bunch of iron, which I'm going to need. I need... The very first thing we need to do, though, is let's cook up... Let's... Not the iron, osmium. Because I have enough iron. You ate some birch today. Well, no, Pokey, I was just completely surprised to get viewers in general, you know. I do not think I will ever become bigger than Mr. Beast. But if I do, then, you know, maybe one of these days we'll get to see me on one of Mr. Beast's episodes. And he'll be like, look at this cool old boy. I am never going to say that again.
Please don't.
Even my wife agrees with me that I should never say that again. You know what? I should... There is a mod where you can, like, eat your tools.
No.
I should maybe get the mod to eat my tools. Just...
Eat or eat?
Eat. As in E-A-T. As in go munch, 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 munch.
Yeah,
no. Okay. Now then, there's a reason why I made more than one furnace. It's so that I can chuck that in there and then realize I have not a whole lot of things. But yes, I should put the mod pack, or the mod on that makes where you can eat your tools. Honestly, my assumption is that it probably tasted... Well, I mean, I've had sap before on accident. And that's... You know, it tastes... Granted, that was oak sap, so it's a little different. Alright. So now we have our first generator. And right now we can't even do anything with it because I need to make the metallurgic infuser. And I should have redstone. Yes. I don't need to make a wood-eating mod, but I'm fairly certain there is a mod where you can eat your tools. I just don't remember what it's called. Oh, I need to edit videos too. I'm doing this instead. babe.
I have a headache.
You always have a headache.
It's on my neck.
Go take a hot bath.
Too hot out to take back.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Heat stroke on my head.
Not particularly.
I may just need to go up and lay in a cool room.
Man, oak planks are like the worst to use. Can we make some charcoal? Charcoal is a good item. No, because I have used up all of my wood. Yeah. Oh, nice. I love the like when you do a stream and your first viewer shows up. Especially if it's one you don't expect. Yeah, we've already been in 5 minutes and I've already lost a bunch of things and broke some stuff and already had my wife complain that I'm being too loud. And, I wouldn't be so loud if she wasn't so cute, though. I just thought hopefully that none of you guys are actually old enough to understand what I just said. Yeah, I am thinking about possibly setting it up to where I can stream on both YouTube and Twitch at the exact same time. But if I do that, I'm going to have to make to where the chat actually shows up on the side. That way people can see what excuse me, what Twitch says and YouTube says. And, deal with the fact that there's always going to be that one person. Nobody is talking about that. Why'd you say something about that? And then I go, because my YouTuber viewers said something. Okay. Now, the first thing well, and it takes time, it takes time and effort and patience. Most difficult thing, organization, at least for me. I have to make sure that I'm organized and I have my stream planned. Dependent on what I'm doing, I also have to make sure that I have gathered the proper materials, because I like to avoid too much gathering on stream. Like, if there's something important that we need to gather, I'll do that on stream. But, all of this tree gathering, I would have, if I thought about it, I would have done this all off stream. But I didn't think about it. And that was my bad. Oh, another bee's nest. And it's another full bee's nest. No, I do not DJ. Um, my name is actually a joke, kind of a joke name with when I used to be in school. They they called me DJ at school just because that was what was on my ID, and so it kind of stuck with me. Nobody in real life calls me DJ, but back at school they did when I was back in school. But that was almost 15 years ago. That was, yeah, about 15 years ago. Gosh. I feel old saying that. Alright. Now that worked. Now, granted. Right, this is why I was saying we should do this down. Let's put these downstairs. Yeah, I mean, it sounded cool, and that's why I kept it. I was like, eh, it fits. It's cool. I like it. I should get another waystone down here. I should put another waystone down here so that I don't have to keep going up, up and down, up and down. I can just teleport. Let's go right here. Go like that. There. Now I can also come like way over here and just load it up. And eventually we could even get a pump system and pump it in. Yeah, no, let's go grab one of those waystones and make to where I can easily go up and down. Yeah, that is one of the biggest problems with my name is it is too easy to find other channels with my name. That's kind of the annoying part about it. And so ants that had magic. That would not be a bad idea for a video game. Huh. Don't be sparking my imagination right now. This is not a great time to spark my imagination. Okay, now I know I have some waystones. There's one. There it is. Okay. And before I go, I also need... We need carbon. I'm fairly certain I can use charcoal to make carbon. Enriched carbon. But can we use it to... Yes. Because we can then take the enriched iron. That's how you make reactor glass, but that's how you make the steel dust. Okay. So, yeah, we need carbon, we have the iron. I mean, I like Pokey Earth. I mean, it's not a bad little name. Okay. Okay, so that makes... That's going to make 2 of them. Basement. And then I can just... Ow. That hurt me. That's kind of annoying. Okay. Now, what we want to make next is the enrichment chamber. Which is going to require a basic control circuit, which is the osmium. Oh, they've changed how the basic control circuit looks. I'm used to the older way. And then this is going to require glass. I have some. I need more glass. Which means more sand. Because I don't have any sand. Okay, let's go grab some more sand. I don't remember what I used the glass for. First, going to sleep. Because I am not dealing with whatever is going to spawn out there. Yeah, I've made new YouTubes before. I think this is my...
Second.
No, I think I made one before that, actually, so this might be my third. At least this might be my third gaming channel. I also have a outdoors channel. Oh, that was so close. But yeah, I have an outdoors and exercise channel. And I am working on... I might have... Right now it doesn't have anything, but I might have some kind of YouTube channel in the future when I have more free time. Or not YouTube. A animation channel back, sometime in the future. But that's going to be like when I have more free time. Okay. So now I have sand. Now we need to go to the basement. Okay. Now I actually want to make more. I want to make more. So that's 60. Makes 3. I need 1 more. Because I also need to make the power cables. So let's just make sure we have enough to make the power cables. And the other thing. And I should light this up because I am not in the mood to have something spawn on me from behind. Now, this is also just going to be a kind of a temporary setup. Eventually, I will move all this upstairs so that we can use again, I asked, don't give my brain any brain juices right now. The last thing my wife needs is me sitting here coming up with stories and other such things. I have to admit though, I love how freaking huge this is. And it honestly looks like, if I look over here, it looks like there's potentially a city right here. Right past this wall. Like, a part of me wants to see if we could go find it, but another part of me is like, no, let's not do that. I am not. You have to have 1,000 subscribers before you're monetized. Right now, the only thing I am is pretty much I'm just a fun guy right now. No pun intended. And now we also need some redstone. Because to make the enrichment chamber, we need... It's going to require 20. I'm sorry, babe. But yeah, I think it's right there. Good. Man, I have to have 1,000 subscribers and I have to have 4,000 watch hours. And the watch hours is actually the easy part. Or at least they're supposed to be easy. And I am close.
Later.
Okay. Love you, sweetie. Okay.
You don't come up. I'm coming.
You mean you'll try to come?
I will call you.
No. Okay. Let's go this way. Now the metallurgic confuser. And now the enrichment chamber. Which now makes it where we can make enriched stuff to deal with the metallurgic confuser. And I believe that now that we can either make solar generators, which solar generators are nice, but they are expensive. As to where windmills are not as expensive, they use 2 energy tablets, and that's kind of the most expensive thing, which is just a ton of gold and a ton of redstone. Again, let's not give me ideas. Okay, so my main goal right now is to we're just gonna make like a wind generator so that we can then move all this stuff upstairs. and just make a single wind generator. It is going to be my goal right now. So I have the osmium. I need to go to get the gold. I surprisingly don't have a ton of gold. I was expecting more gold. And then I'm also making more iron. And that part of me wants to go that way. As a part of me knows what's right on the other side of that wall is the ancient city. I did not know that. I did not know that. That is actual news to me. I'm getting ready to make to where we can move this. But first, let's go ahead and enrich a redstone. Because I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 infused alloys. Which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This should make... Because this should only be 100 or 10. Yeah. So there'll still be 30 left. So I can then make 1 extra for other things. And then I can make a basic control circuit. And then we get to just build all of these things, and then we get to move up, back up to the top. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to avoid potential lava problems, I'm going to get rid of all this lava. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I could just go right up that way, and then right up there, and then, no, 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 no. The other option is to use your phone to put the thumbnail down. That also works. Okay. And now we can safely grab up all this and head back up to the top of the house where we have a bunch of gold waiting for us. So now we should be able to make... I can make a third one. Let's not. Okay. Apparently, yeah, and at higher levels, of course, it's more efficient. I mean, we're at like Y90, so we're actually pretty high up already. Now, I want to put the power heat coming down this way. I'm going to need more of those. I just literally, I look at it and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm going to need more of those. But let's go ahead and put that down and that down. And those. Okay. Now I can do this. Okay. Not exactly where I was expecting it to come out of. But okay. Might as well just go 2 more up. And then yeah, we'll go right there. That works. So it is generating a decent amount. It's actually generating pretty quickly. Oops. My big head was in the way. Alright. Now we can just get more power. Cables real quick. And not exactly the most efficient way of doing this, but it works. There. Now everything has power, which is good. And the main thing I now want to make is applied logistics. And we want to make the charger because the charger is going to be the first thing we need. That actually is really useful to do when you're learning. Because you can, watch the fight, see what you did good on, see what you did bad on, and figure out where you need to practice. When I used to play Valorant, I would do the same thing with my live streams. Okay. And then we can keep throwing these in to make them more. So I need as many of these charged circuit cords. I need as many of these as I can get right now. Because Yeah, we need a lot. I always find it weird how sometimes it goes really, really fast and sometimes it doesn't. Now, yes, I know, I just used all of them to do what I just did. But it's fine. Because we're now going to take 2 of these. And we are going to fall down here and hurt myself. But we're going to chuck them in there. Plus those. Now then, wait, that went all the way to chipped. And then we'll go into flawed. Okay. So now it's flawed, which is the highest level one you can do. See, and that is a really, that is a good thing to learn through your videos. You can learn what tricks worked and which ones don't, what you need to use to beat them next time. You get to learn. You can use your videos to learn all of that. You can also, like, if you run into a cheater, you can use the videos to find out who the cheater was and call them on it later. I've done that before too. Alright, so now we have these 2. These are going to last for a while, and so we'll get a bunch of Cirrus quartz out of them. So now I can put those away. Next we need the inscribers, which is going to be a bunch of sticky pistons, which that's going to be the issue, because I need a bunch of lime dye for that. Okay. I'm not going to deal with that right now. I am not going to deal with a bunch of lime dye right now. We are going to continue working our way in the mechanisms, which means I could actually take this out. Because until later, I won't need this again. Now, one thing I want is let's make several of the metallurgic infusers is something I do, because you need 5. And so I already have 1, just need 4 more. And the reason why you want 5 of these suckers is because of the fact that so think about it. If he is fast, then can you think of anything that may have slowed him down? Any kind of equipment or buffs that, would have slowed him down? Because, if he's fast, then the thing you'd want to do is slow him down. Now, I don't know the game all that well, so I don't know if there is something that you could have used to slow him down. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and enrich 10 of those, because we're about to use a lot. And I also need to enrich some charcoal. I have to wait till that's done. The other good thing about using the wind generator is it can work at night. But I'm going to go to sleep. Oh, okay. And you know what? Let's see, can I make another one of these feral lamps? Because they're not that expensive. They were gold with glass and a glowstone. I have glass and I have gold. And I remember gathering a bunch of the... Can make 3 more of these. Alright. I know I said that I didn't want to, but too much of me wants to go check that area out. Let's not put things in here that should not go in there. And so... I need that. What I don't need is I don't need shears. I don't need that, and I don't need that. That heals me, so I'll keep that. I don't need the sticks. Alright. But yet, I am just so... Okay, so there's nothing that slows him down, which that kind of sucks that there's nothing that slows him down. And then... He was only weak to thunder weapons. And you were using your best one. I'm guessing yours, though, probably wasn't the, like, best one you could find in the game. Okay. Now, I don't know how much these things will light up. Wow. You guys don't want to come near me. You guys don't want to do this. Okay. So I put one there. It's still lighting things up. Oh yeah, and like I said, I had a feeling it wasn't, you didn't have the best one in the game. But that's also the fun part about the game is, you know, getting to have those challenges. You know, those challenges are the fun part about the game. Okay. Really? You somehow followed me all the way up here, you pain in the runkus? I also don't know how well these things work with going up and down. Ow. Ow. Dummy. Okay. Now, I mean, it looks like there's gonna be one possibly this way? No. Ow. Ow. Okay. Now, like, where is this at? Why, like... negative 56? So it would be down. So it's definitely not going to be this way. Yeah, not going to be that way. I'm not going to deal with them either. Okay. Oh, they had you face off against one of the things that you're like guaranteed to fail against? Oh, that's not... that's rough. I love cheesing you guys. Okay. So there's a thing down there. Well, that's good. At least you felt accomplished. You know, that's one thing I love about certain bosses. It's like, you know, yes, it's annoying as heck to face them, but at the same time, when you beat them and you get that accomplished feeling of I beat the monster. Okay. Oh dear. Miss. Boom. Gotcha. Another creeper. Another creeper. Creepers are everywhere. Gotcha. Okay. Now, this is my area here. So, I want to go back this way. And then it was down here. You know, I probably shouldn't have gotten rid of that. Yeah. Spider stuck up there. Now, am I seeing... Whoa! Okay, I, for one, see a cave spider, which usually is a sign of a freaking... Oh dear, more guys. Okay, so cave spider, you... Oh, yep. We found a abandoned mine shaft, which isn't at all... And it's just right over here. Ah, come on. No! Dang it. See, I really did think that we were close to a, I really did think that we were close to a ancient city, because that it gave off ancient city vibes around here. Ooh. Oh dear. But no, I just found an abandoned mine shaft. Dang it. Ow, that hurt a lot more than I thought it would. I will admit, though, that spell is overpowered. Hey, you're one of the zombies that's given the mechanism armor. Sorry, dealing with zombies, I can't read. Jeez, he had a nice helmet. Ooh, loot. Oh, I keep forgetting to put... No, away. Ow. Curse of Vanishing Book. I'll take everything else. Except for that. I will not care about that. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and... Honestly, let's get out of here before I die again. Ah, fudge. Because I'm just not in the mood to die again. What I can do is I can make some more of the flare lamps. and stick some more flare lamps around there. That'll light things up. Okay. Again, that healing spell is a touch overpowered. Okay. Let's go ahead and throw the tough in there. Throw those in there. Armor 3, armor 2. This thing's actually better. It's about to break, which sucks. It also has projectile protection on it. I wonder if there's a way to repair it. These are just doing the things. Yeah, arc furnace recycling, though. That's not bad. Okay. Well, still. You know, you did what you could. You had fun. You now know you need something a little bit better. We got 43 potatoes. There we go. We're all filled up on potatoes now. Okay. Now, back to what we were doing before I got sidetracked. And I want to enrich several of those. Do I really only have 4 things of iron? Did I accidentally put iron in a different thing? I think I accidentally put the iron in a different thing. The other thing I've noticed is verdant sprigs are not getting harvested with the potatoes, which means they ignore the fudge. They don't work with create, which sucks. I thought they would. I really thought they would. Okay. So now we have a bunch of that. And then we're going to throw a bunch of carbon in that one. Because we're going to make a bunch of carbon, or a bunch of steel. Yeah, I can definitely agree with you, that sucks. But then at the same time, you know, it's the reason, like, they're like, oh, you have to fight this monster to upgrade. And then after you fight the monster and upgrade, then they're like, okay, well, now you need to fight this next monster and get the upgrades from him. But yeah, no, the Vergant Squid, yeah, alright. Which means I'm going to have to make another farm that I have to manually harvest just to get the stupid sprigs. Okay. There's something else my brain wants to do. That's one problem I'm having today is my brain's not wanting to brain today. Well, I'm gonna have to see if maybe I can also talk my wife into letting me buy the Monster Hunter game. Because I mean, I've seen it and it looks amazing. It's just I know it's also like multiplayer if I remember correctly. So is it one of the games where it's like it's multiplayer and you can choose to play on a single player world, or are you on a server? Alright, anyways, we're gonna make the energized smelter. It's gonna require a bunch more glass. Well, I'm thinking of getting the newest Monster Hunter, because that's the one that everyone's talking about. I don't know if I need to play the first Monster Hunter to like... Because isn't there only 2 Monster Hunter games? Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't there only 2 Monster Hunter games? At least I only know of 2, I should say. Wait, there's a lot of them? That makes me wonder how many. I only know of the one that most recently came out, and I think the very first Monster Hunter game, though I could be wrong. If you're saying there's a lot of them, there could be, the first one might not be. There's 36 of them. And they're all, like, sequels of each other or something like that? So, okay, now you've got me interested in, like... I don't know a game series that's that many, except for Mario, but I don't count Mario because not all of them are sequels of each other. Some of them are just there. Alright, so you got the sequels, you got the prequels, and you got spin-offs. Goodness me. Okay. pretty much what you're telling me is I should probably do my research before I jump into any of these games and figure out what's the smart thing to do. I have heard of the I have heard of the mobile game as well. Though if I remember correctly, the mobile game is a little bit more recent. Alright, now I can stop using that and I can put them in here. Now is it sometimes okay, so it's 3 to make 4. Okay. And then go eject on. There. I love how you can do that. Okay. But doesn't the newest one also continue the storyline a little bit? At least from what little I have heard of the game, is that it continues the storyline. This hasn't actually grown a single one yet. This one has grown one that's about to finish, and then this one up here. And has gone all the way down to being a chipped one. Oh, that is scariest. Alright. And I'm going to go ahead and just chuck that in there. Newest one is Wheels is the one I know the least amount on. Okay. Well, and I think we're going to stop there. We have done a pretty decent amount here. Gotten a decent amount done. Okay. Well, and in the next episode, guys, I am going to try and spend some free time gathering as much of this stuff as I can, and set up to where we can have our own better storage. It's time for better storage. And I probably should do some strip mining as well. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, remember to hit big thumbs up button and subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys on Monday, where we should be playing more of this. But anyways, yep, later everybody. Yeah, an hour and a half, not bad.